Hey, what's up, YouTube? Red and Bordy here. Today on our lore episode, we are going to discuss the Watchers. Now, this is a unique role on Aeternum for explorers that have already arrived there, and I thought it was pretty interesting. They're tied across multiple lore stories and different pages, so I kind of wanted to break that down today, Bordy. But first, guys, if you guys haven't checked out the builder on New World Fans yet, you should go over there and check that out. Tegan's doing an amazing job over there building that builder for you guys, and it's quite fun, man. I've been messing around on there. I know a lot of people in our community have saved builds already, so it's just cool seeing people getting in there and creating their own builds.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Big shout out to Taken. It's going really well, and I think it's only going to improve as time goes on, for sure. So you ready to jump into this lore episode, man?
Yes, sir. So these are 3 separate lore series. So if you want to follow along with us, all of these are over at New World Fans. But the first story that we're going to go through is Reeses Watch, which has 3 pages. So Bordy, take it away.
All right, man. So just a little preface here. This is about the Watchers, like Red said, of Aeternum. The Watchers are the people that you see on the shores of Aeternum. They're the very first quest givers that you meet in Aeternum. And there's 3 different starter areas in the game. And so this is just going to give us a little backstory about who the Watchers are and why they're there. So I'm going to read this first page here. It's found in the Monarch's Bluff watchtower. As I rest here watching the waves crash upon the beach, I reminisce about my old life. Excuse me. I was a budding what is that word? Antiquarian.
Yeah.
Man, excuse me, I'm getting choked up here. Sorry about that, guys. I was a budding antiquarian. The stories of the past and the people that made those stories so real to me drove me to this island. Though at first, the hardships of this island made my outlook on surviving here bleak, my tune has changed. To be honest, when Bixford recommended me to be a watcher, I didn't understand why anyone would do this job. But over time, investigating the ships, talking to new folks, and aiding them after crashing onto the island, hearing their stories, piecing together their past, and helping them figure out their future on this island, it scratches an itch. I'll thank Bixford next time I see him in the settlement. And fighting the drowned, no one loves every part of their job, I suppose. So then the next page of Reeses Watch goes on to say, I met a man who was hiding inside of the Poseidon after he had crashed onto Aeternum. Poseidon is a ship. I spoke with him and tried to help him, but for the first few moments of our meeting, he was unintelligibly muttering about Poseidon's curse. As I continued to talk to him, he regained his wits. I quickly pieced together that he was on the ship that was struck by the spires of corruption, which seems quite common among survivors that wash ashore. He attributed this to a curse from Poseidon. I should report this to the Greyjacks. This is too common to be a coincidence. Then the very last page of this particular lore book says, Douglas, sometimes a shipment from the settlement can be a little lean on meat, but these infestations of boar here can be controlled and maintained like livestock. If you're ever hungry between shipments, this infestation should make a great source of food in between. I'll see what I can do about getting some meatier shipments. So Red, this is pretty interesting here, man. It starts to talk about why there are Watchers there and how this job is not something that a lot of people are going to want on Aeternum, which I find pretty interesting. Mm-hmm. But it is the people of Aeternum seem to think this is a necessary job, because as these people wash up on the shore, this is a common occurrence. Obviously, these ships coming and crashing onto the shore, they have a kind of a watcher that welcomes these people into Aeternum and then kind of guides them along their path, so it seems. So and it talks about the corrupted spires coming up and hitting the ships, and that's what's causing them to crash. I find that pretty interesting, man. What do you think so far about Reeses Watch?
Well, if you remember from the beginning of the game, when you first start playing New World, if you played the preview event, your ship is hit by these corrupted pillars that come out of the ground, and that's what causes your ship to wreck and send you onto shore. Now, you know, again, like Bordy's saying, the Watcher's job is to pull any living sailors out while trying to disperse the lost or people that have kind of turned into these zombies, so to say. So, dude, it is really cool to hear these stories of these people, and that they have like dedicated people that are meant to be, helping people that have first arrived to Aeternum. So here is the next lore series here, and this is called Reeses Watch, a different Watcher's story. So there have been even more of those violent storms as of late. I hear the crash of thunder and see the bolted of red lightning in the distance from my place at the watchtower. I'm haunted that I cannot do a thing but wait to see if survivors wash up on the shore. Half of those do wash up here are often too broken to be of any use, while on their way to become a drowned or a withered. am I truly powerless as to not to be able to do anything for them? So you can see like the hopelessness of this job that these people have, basically like sifting through dead bodies on the shore to try to find out if anybody is surviving these shipwrecks. So, Bordy, I love the idea of the watcher role and how kind of it would be depressing to kind of watch people wash up over and over again.
Yeah, it would, but it's kind of a different take. Reese over here in Everfall has a much different take than Douglas does over there in Windward. It's funny because Douglas is almost taking this as like a badge of honor, and then Reese is really, it's almost throwing him in a state of depression. So I find it funny how you compare and contrast each watcher that we see here. It's kind of funny, man. Or Monarch's Bluff. I think I said when I meant Monarch's Bluff. That's where the other starting area is. That's where Douglas is.
Right.
It's just kind of interesting to see, man. Like Douglas thinks this is that he's kind of called to do this now, and now Reese he's not so much, man.
Right. So here's just an interesting is the supply manifestation again, kind of like Bordy's. They're worried about food and like the amount of food that they have for people that wash up. So this is again, found in Everfall. Food supplies, 3 crates of berries, 10 bushel of corn, 5 gourds, 5 sacks of grain. This should be enough to get you through the next shipment, Reese. So again, just making sure that they have enough supplies. It's interesting that both of the watchers kind of documented that in their manifestations there. So here's the next one. This is found in Beringer's Boon, which is a place in Everfall, I assume. So here we go. I pushed my luck too far. I dare not go farther than this shipwreck. I have tried in the past to make it to Huang's Hammer, or at least the Harpy of Henninger, which are 2 ship names. But each time I am swarmed by drowned and I die. It seems like my soul comes back a little weaker than the last time. I can't afford to lose faith, or even will fall here, or even more will fall here. I must remain cautious, remain vigilant, and await help. So, one of the hazards, and both of the watchers have mentioned this, is just getting killed by drowned as you go to try to save other sailors that have came up.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Seems like a pretty hazardous job for sure. And dude, I just want to point something out here. Harpy of Henninger, is that a shout out to our boy Greg?
Dude.
Is that an Easter egg sitting out there?
I just saw that. Pages? We're gonna have to hit him up and see if that's the case, because I find that pretty funny. I just not noticed that.
Hey, yeah, man, it's pretty crazy. All right, you ready to read the next one, or for me to read the next one?
Yeah, sir. Go ahead.
All right, so this one is the Windsward one. So this is a loose page found in the Windsward Watchtower. So I saw a few of the old crew today. They'd gone overboard a few leagues out from Aeternum while our ship cut through the storm. I'd hoped that they'd washed up on another beach, but seems I've lost my sailor's luck being on land this long. Had to put them down again, them being drowned. Don't know how much longer I'll be able to keep this up, cutting down the husks of old friends. I know this isn't them anymore, but that doesn't make it easier. We need more people trained up here as watchers. So this definitely seems like a depressing situation as well. Seems kind of reminiscent of what we've seen with Reese so far. He is cutting down his buddies that washed ashore with him. So that would be a pretty abysmal life on Aeternum, I would imagine, Red. All right, so the next page says a half-eaten page, barely legible, found near the boar infestation. So this again is just another page talking about getting food, but this one's half-eaten and barely legible. So I'm not sure if the boars kind of attacked someone or someone died and lost this page. It's kind of a mystery, but it says grains and vegetables plenty for ... to return to. If you have training necessary, I ask that. I'll miss you in the community soon, I hope to. And the page is all tore up, so you can't really read the rest of it. So the next one says, who suffers more? How long have I been here? I don't even know anymore. I'm finding myself unable to even muster hate for these wretches. They bore me more than anything. What do they do to deserve this eternal damnation? Or is it me who is damned? Damned to scrape their muck from my boot every hour of every day until the end of time. Oh my gosh, dude. Okay, so red skies. The skies were red again last night, and the storm was strange, even for this place. I swear I saw something, another ship, I think, beyond the breakers. We'll see if they had the good sense to steer clear of this hell. Fresh flotsam tells me they didn't. Yo, dude, so this one's getting a little crazy. This is dark over here in Windsward, man. Yeah. He's cutting down his friends He's living a very miserable life. He's kind of grown numb to the fact that this is happening. So if whenever the game launches, dude, I really hope that I wash up on the shores of Monarch's Bluff to somebody who greets me with a little bit different tune than Everfall or Windsward.
Well, I love the lore here, Bordy, because it kind of sets the tone of the game right from the jump.
It does.
You're a lucky guy or a lucky girl who just washed up on shore and was able to survive your shipwreck. And I think, in each of the starting zones, I think there's 3 total, you'll be met with a watcher with your first quest that helped you pull you out of your shipwreck and feed you and keep you safe. And obviously, like in the opening quest, they like teach you how to cook and how to gather and stuff like that. I love that there's some lore behind this role of these people that are helping us get our footing in Aeternum. And dude, I can't wait to hear more about the Watchers. This is a pretty interesting thing we found.
Yeah, it is. They definitely have a nice little backstory, and I'm glad that these lore pages are in the book. Like you said, it is interesting to have some backstory to the Watchers and them just not be some random NPCs that greet you whenever you walk up there on the shore. I really like this, man. The lore is quite interesting, dude. These people, man, I would hate to be a Watcher, but apparently these people have taken up that duty.
Some of them begrudgingly, it sounds like.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. If you guys are liking these lore episodes, leave us a comment. Let us know what you want to hear about next. We're digging through here. All these lore pages are from the preview event, so we anticipate getting a lot more during the closed beta and when the game launches. So we're going to keep this lore series rolling throughout launch and beyond. We love talking about this stuff and learning more about the world of Aeternum, and I can't wait to continue to dig into this as the game launches.
Yeah.
All right, Bordy. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate it. Thank you to our patrons who you'll get to see at the end of the video, and we'll see you next time.